Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be talking about credit scores and what they are. Please remember that all the information in this video is in regards to the UK credit score. If you're from the US or if you're just interested in about the US system, drop us a comment or get in touch and I can do a video about that. The system is really similar. They do still have the credit reference agencies such as Experian, but they also have something called FICO, which is a little bit different than here in the UK. So I'm sure many of you have heard of a credit score, but some of you might be wondering just exactly what one is. So that's what we're going to explain today. In the UK, there are 3 credit reporters. You've got Experian, Equifax and TransUnion. They are the 3. Each one of those gives you their own credit score, which they calculate for you. This credit score is calculated by a different number of factors, and it's basically a representation of your credit report. Now, what's a credit report, you might be wondering? A credit report is basically all of the information that these agencies have about you. So your addresses, your current bank accounts, your current credit accounts, any mortgages you have, any county court judgments, things like that. They've got your basic information from information you give them and from what they collect from credit providers that report to them. So on there you might have your address verified by the electoral roll or by your phone contract, billing address, things like that, so they can check and verify the information. This is all put onto a report. Now the purpose of this report is to essentially judge how creditworthy you are. If you're high risk or low risk when they try to give you credit. So for example, if you're applying for a credit card, a mortgage, a loan, you're going to have a look at this credit report and score to kind of judge whether or not they want to give you the product. So the credit score, going back to that, is basically a 3-digit number that represents this whole report and how credit sensible you are. So on each of them, I think they might call them different things, but you've got from low round to excellent on the credit score. Obviously, the higher the score, the better rated you are by these agencies. So I think 999 for most is the top score, certainly with Experian. Some of the others is slightly lower. And obviously you can start at 0. 0, pretty bad. I don't think you're going to get anything, but I actually think it'd be pretty hard to get a 0 because someone somewhere has got your address, whether it's your phone contract, your bank account. So I don't think you could get a 0. 999 on the other hand is achievable, but you might need to put a little bit of work into it, perhaps even focus on boosting your score and improving your credit report. There are a number of factors that can affect the score, because while the score represents your credit report, it also takes into account a few other factors that just talk about your general credit worthiness. So if you've recently moved to the UK from a foreign country, or if you've just turned 18, you're not going to have much credit history in the UK. Or I don't, because obviously you're so young, or you've just got here, so you've not had any credit here in the past. So that's going to affect it as well, because these companies have no information that they can gather and use to kind of predict how sensible you would be with your credit, which is obviously the only reason they're going to give it to you. So when you've got a low credit score, there are a number of things you can do to improve your credit score and to boost it. We won't go too much into detail about that. We'll do another video explaining in depth how you can improve your credit score. We're just looking at what one is today. But a few examples would be making sure you're on the electoral roll, making sure you've had a credit card in the past. Another one that can help is if you pay your insurance monthly. I know some people like to pay it annually just so it's out of the way, but if you pay it monthly, that is actually a credit factor which not many people know about. Sometimes your rent and your utility bills can be counted for this as well. So now you might be wondering what's a good score. For Equifax, the national UK average is 415. And for Experian, it's somewhere between the 600 to 800 range. It's kind of hard to get such an exact average because there's a lot of different factors, such as your monthly income, whereabouts you live. There's a lot of factors that can shape your credit score, but that gives you kind of a rough understanding. So you might be wondering about me, my credit score. My credit score is 974 when I last looked, which does fall into the excellent range on Experian. My Equifax one is 615. My TransUnion one is 615, and I'm not really too sure on the Equifax one. I think it's a bit lower than the others for some bizarre reason, but it hasn't caused me any problems with credit. You're wondering how you can look at your credit score. You can look at it on each of the 3 websites, Experian, Equifax and TransUnion. Once again, each of them have a way you can look at your credit score and sometimes your full credit report on their own website, although Experian and Equifax are a bit cheeky. They want you to pay a monthly fee, $13.99, I think it is, for both, and they'll show you the full credit report there. You do get 30 days for free, but I wouldn't recommend anybody paying this monthly cost because you can still get your credit score and a whole report for free on other websites. Some examples of these websites where you can see your credit score and report include a Money Saving Expert by Martin Lewis. They've got the Credit Club for your Experian one. You've got Money Supermarket, which gives you your TransUnion score. And then you've got Clear Score, which you might have seen the ads for on the telly, which give you the Equifax score. Now, your credit score certainly isn't life or death, but having a higher score is definitely something to try and achieve or work towards and keep an eye on. When you've got a higher credit score, you can access better features whenever you take out any kind of credit. For example, you can get better interest rates. If you're taking out a loan, the amount you borrow could actually be more. And you'll also be able to access the higher tier credit cards, which give you points and rewards, which is what it's really all about. Hopefully this has given you an insight into what a credit score is and all of the information you need to know surrounding it. If there is anything that I have missed, drop us a comment or get in touch with me. I'll do my best to explain it for you, or we can make a new video if it's something we need to go into detail on. Please remember to drop us a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video.